Namo Namaha, Sarvabhya Namaskaraha. Today is the third day of a series of lectures on Mahabharata by Dr. K. Nagaraja Rao Garu. We welcome him once again for today. Now let us start with Vande Mataram and Prarthana. I request C.C. Babu Garu to sing Vande Mataram for all of us. Let us all stand up and we also sing. Put your mics on mute. Some people are not on mute. Please put your mics on mute and sing along with us. I'm muting some people. Okay.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malaya Jasitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Suprajyosna pulakitayaminim pullakusumita drumadala sobhini suhasini sumadhura bhashini sukhadam varadam mataram vande mataram vande mataram. Namaskar.
Dhanyavadaha, Chittibabu Mahodaya.
Yeah.
Very nice to hear the song from you every day morning. Very solacing and giving us a peace of mind to start with these lectures. Let's have Prarthana from Vasundharaji.
Sarvebhyah Namaskaraha. Omkaram 3 times and after that 1 minute dhyanam. One minute dhyanam. Suklambaradharam Vishnum Sesivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarvavignopasantaye. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhirbhavatu me sada Saradindu Samakare Parabrahmaswarupini Vasarapita Nilaye Saraswati Namostute. Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amrutangamaya. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. Matrudevo bhava पितृदेवो भव आचार्यदेवो भव अतिथिदेवो भव ॐ शान्तिः 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 गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। धन्यवादः महोदय।
धन्यवादः वसुन्धरा महोदय.
अस्तु महोदय.
Now let us start with our lecture. Request Nagaraja Rao garu to take on the stage.
शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्याये सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्. Good morning to all the persons, all the learned and scholarly persons sitting here early morning at 6:30 today. So yesterday there were some doubts. The end of the class, 2-3 persons were asking a few questions which were not answered yesterday. Those things were, number one is that whether Karna took the Shakti Bana from Indra and then gave it his Kavacha Kundalas. First he has given, Indra appeared, and whether he has given the Shakti Bana. This was the doubt was there. I verified Karna's story from Mahabharata. It is actually, he has taken from Indra first, the Shakti Bana. After taking it only he has given. That is there. And one more particular sentence is also there in which he is stating that if you don't give the Shakti Bana, I am not going to give you Kavacha Kundalas. That is also there. So that aspect is also there. Then he has taken it from Indra, and then afterwards he has given this his Kavacha Kundalas he has donated to Indra. This is the first question, first answer. Second question also somebody asked whether Indra appeared at what stage. He has come in the guise of a Brahmin. Whether as a Brahmin he has asked, or whether when he has appeared like that. Here what they have mentioned is that here Mahabharata, it is not specifically mentioned whether he has appeared at what stage, but it is until some time they were telling that is Brahmana Uvacha, they were telling. Suddenly it switched over to Shakra Uvacha. Where it has come, that is like this. He asked Indra initially, Indra has come in the guise of a Brahmin. So he asked Brahmin, why do you need all these Kavacha Kundalas which are not required by you? Then Indra, the Brahmin tells yes, then I will give you all of that, what is called other rituals, all of that is I will be giving you, you take them. He was saying, no, I don't want. I want only this. Then he told, I know that you so you need to give me Kavacha Kunda, what is called Shakti Bana, and then I am going to give you laws like that. He tells. Then Indra not appears. Indra will be telling Shakra Uvacha from that. Then he was telling, he was asking, no, I want Kavacha Kundala. That conversation goes on. He donated, he took Shakti Bana and then he gave it to Indra.
Sir, will you leave the session and rejoin, sir? There is some other thing. Again, you switch on the hotspot, sir. Your voice is going.
Now it is not coming properly, madam.
Now, okay, sir. But there is a lot of disturbance. The voice is
breaking.
Breaking sudden.
I have closed the video. Then even then it is not coming. Shall I switch it off and again?
Now it is okay. Go ahead.
I will go ahead, sir. This is the thing. Then these are the two questions which were asked by some persons, and these are the things. So there's one more thing also crop up yesterday, that is called Sahasra Kavachara. And I checked with again because I was telling that it is not there in Mahabharata, and I think Lalitha madam, she was telling that it is there. And I checked with Shalaka Raghunath. I talked to my friend and he told that because I believe like that. So he has told that it is not there. So Sahasra Kavach Rakshasa story is not. I think I don't think further discussion is required over it. And then we will go to today's lecture series. Today's lecture series again, our focus is not to tell the stories, please. Our focus is more of interaction with regard to Dharma only. Dharma, Sanaatana Dharma, how it was treating different aspects of Dharma. Whether what should be done in a particular situation. All these stories are basically case studies only. Case studies, illustrations for explaining the content of Gita, for explaining the content of Veda. All this is only. Vedopa Brahmanarthaya, like that Valmiki also returns in the introduction to Ramayana. Here also Veda Vyasa also will be telling that this is, I am writing this particular story for the purpose of presenting the Vedic dictums to the common people. Like that he is telling. So this is the reason why sometimes stories, we need not go deep whether what has happened at particular stage, what has not happened in particular stage. Whatever story is there, this is a case study from which what we can call out dharma. What is the dharma that we can call out? That is more important. The discussion is more important. So here today I would like to tell one story. The story is that of again Hidimba and Bhima. All persons know the story, but I certainly was safe that at least 90% of us may not be knowing certain intricacies in this particular story. The story is there, everywhere it is there, everybody knows how Hidimba married Bhima and how Ghatotkacha was born. But there are certain conditions. The Dharmic Sushmas, Dharma Sushmas are there. Those Sushmas are also relevant. So today we will be discussing the story. Here, everybody knows about this Laksha Gruha Dahana. That is a Laksha Gruha Dahana, that is called when Pandavas were there in that particular Gruha. It was burnt out, no? It was burnt out. Who burnt out? That is a question. Who put the fire for it? Can anybody tell? Who put the fire for Lakshagraha? Madam Lalita, madam, you are there? Or any other person, please? Am I audible?
Bhimasena.
Yes, madam. Visalashi, madam, very good. Bhimasena has put fire to Lakshagraha. Not Duryodhana, please. Duryodhana or Duryodhana's what is called as a servant. I don't remember his name. The one person who was sent to Lakshagraha for the purpose of putting fire to that particular Graha. All Pandavas were sleeping in the night. When they were sleeping in the night, there was one person was deputed by Duryodhana. The person was supposed to put fire to it. But what happened is that there's a particular time was there. Bhimasena woke up early, and there were 5 persons. One lady came on that day. She was having 5 sons. All those persons have taken drinks, and they were sleeping in the Lakshagraha. At the time, what happened is that Bhimasena put fire to Lakshagraha, and with all his brothers, he escaped from that spot, and he came in the Guha. Guha means that they have already built that Soranga, what we can call it is cave. Through the cave, and he reached the spot of forest. This is how it happened. So whether it is correct on the part of whether it is correct on the part of Bhimasena putting fire to innocent people. This is one question is there already, it is there. We will be discussing this question also at the end of the story. So what happened here is that after putting fire, Bhimasena came out with his brothers. Dharmaraja will be asking, we are all tired. Why don't you lift all of us? Bhimasena immediately agreed. He carried his mother and all four brothers. And that was his strength, of course. Then on reaching the forest, Bhima made them sleep before a tree and he was guarding them throughout the night. Initially, before sleeping, Dharmaraja asked for water. There was no water. Bhimasena immediately rushes to a pond nearby. That is there, that is in some pratis of Mahabharata, it is there, some pratis of Mahabharata, this aspect is not there. Bhandarkar prati is there, no, in that particular prati, this particular aspect is mentioned. Gorakhpur press prati, it is not mentioned. So what happened is that Bhima went to the pond, he took bath, he has drunk, he has taken water, and he has to bring water to Dharmaraja, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadeva, and all these persons. But he was not having anything. There was no pot, nothing was there with him. So what he did was that he was having a towel over his shoulder. The towel, he took it out, he put it in the water, and the entire water thing, the towel, only wet towel he brought there. And he has actually again in the wet water towel only he has given water to Dharmaraja, Arjuna, Nakula, and Sahadeva, and they slept. This is there only in one prati, in Bhandarkar prati it is there, not there in other places it is not there. Gorakhpur prati it is not there. But here one more Dharma Sushma will be coming out. What you think is that Dharma Shastras prohibit taking water when the towel is put on the water. It is not supposed to be taken. But Bhima has taken it. And he has come out and he has given it to Dharmaraja, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadeva, and also Kunti. And this is the second part. Then afterwards what happens is that they were sleeping. When they were sleeping, the other story everybody knows. Thing is that there was an Asura in that forest. The Asura sensed the entry of certain persons into the forest by virtue of the smell. Through the smell, he could recognize that some people have come there. He deputed his sister. Go there and fetch all those persons. We have a nice feast on the day. Then Hidimba comes there. But Hidimba, when he comes there, Hidimba is the spot. Bhima was guarding his mother and brothers. And the mighty Bhima was standing like anything there. And he was a man with broad shoulders, dark brown complexion. He was like a mighty lion. He was these descriptions are there for Bhima. And she was immediately, she fell in love with Bhimasena. This aspect also we know. When she has fallen in love with Bhimasena, she was thinking whether I should go with my brother or I should marry this gentleman. If I go with my brother, what will happen? He's a cruel brother. He will be taking meat, he will be taking all these things only, he will be taking. Should I go with him or should I follow Bhimasena? That is how she thought her things over. And if she marries a man, that will fetch permanent happiness for her. This is also there. And if she is staying with her brother, she will not be getting happiness throughout life. So this is what she thought, that with her magical powers, she became a beautiful lady and she came very nearer to Bhimasena. Then she told, oh Mahanbhava, you are there, you are a mighty person. I love you. I could not control my senses on seeing you. I'll be offering you one service. Thing is that there is going to be imminent danger for your life. I will take you to the forest. I will take you to your unknown destination. My brother is a Asura. Anytime he can come and devour you. I will take you to some other place. We will live happily in some place, unknown place. Then Bhima was not a coward person. He was telling, no, it is not like that. These are 5. I am having 4 brothers and my mother is here. I can't leave these persons and come with you. And then again, you are an Asura. I can't marry you also. Because then why you can't marry? I'm a beautiful lady, she was telling. Then Bhima told, you may be a beautiful lady. Thing is that my brother, brother is there. He is Yudhishthir. He has not married so far. When he has not married, I can't marry. Younger brother cannot marry. This is a dharma again. A dharma says that younger brother cannot marry until his elder brother also marries. I can't marry. I can't transgress dharma and attract the what we can call in those days. Any person, any younger person, younger brother marrying any other person, any lady, even before his brother is elder brother is married, then he is called he is a sinner. The name of the sinner is called Parivetta. Parivetta they used to call Parivetta. Parivetta. I will be called as a Parivetta. I will be attracting sin. So that is the reason why I don't want to marry you. He was telling. See, this is the logic in Mahabharata. We have to see, go through Mahabharata throughout. Thing is that each and every character will be discussing dharma first before taking any action. That is the beauty of Mahabharata. Each and every place, please. Whether a bad person is also is there. Bad person also will be invoking some dharma and he will be trying to justify his action. So here this is there. No, then I'll tell you one more thing. Because anyway, this connectivity is there. Mahabharata is such a big story that there are a lot of incidences can be correlated and connected. You know that Jayadratha, that is called Saindhava. He was trying to carry out Draupadi when Pandavas were there in the forest. This story also everybody knows. When he was trying to take out, she argues, I am a married lady, you can't carry me. You can't take me like that. It is not dharma. And again, who are you? You are actually a husband of that what is called all Kauravas. One lady was there.
Dushala.
What is the sister?
Dushala.
Dusala. You are Dusala's husband. You are Dusala's husband, and you are actually you are not even relation purpose also. You are not supposed to touch me. Then what he says is that he invokes one dharma. The dharma is that the jewels and beautiful ladies, properties of the king as per dharma. Because of this reason, I am taking you. See, this is the beauty of Mahabharata. Correct or not correct, that is a different issue. Thing is that initially talking dharma, what is a dharmic aspect, then they take the action. Jayadratha, we are not supporting. Thing is that he invokes some dharma because jewels and ladies are the properties of the king. Beautiful ladies are the properties of the king. Then he tells, and then he wanted to take her. Like that, here also Bhimasena, when she was asking him to marry, he was telling that I am going to become a Parivetta. I am going to attract the sin. When I am going to attract the sin, I don't want to commit that sin, he was telling. Then the discussion was going on like this. They were discussing the dharmic discussion again. Two persons on one side Bhima is there. There is one more side. There is one Hidimba is there who has already fallen in love with him, and he has come to him and he was talking to Bhimasena. The talk also dharma is coming here. The discussion was going on. The demon was restless. He was impatient. He came to the spot and saw his sister. She was having arms. And he was conversing with no person. He got very angry. He paused. He got frightened and she has hidden behind Bhimasena. And she was telling, this is a person, he is a great person. He will definitely devour you. Bhima was not a small person. He was a man of energy. And he loved fighting with all these asuras. That is also there. And he said with like a deer, he dragged him to a distant location because he could not disturb the sleep of his brothers. That is also there. Then there was a great fight. The duel.
Oh, sir, you are totally cut off, I think. Or he is not there.
Passcode
Unus 2020.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay, kada? Okay, madam. Then. Okay, fine. Start చేస్తాను సార్ అయితే up to what stage I have told, sir? I think eating.
అది వాళ్ళ పెళ్లి గురించి సార్ హిడంబి చెప్తా ఉంటే లేదు ఇది ఇదవుతుంది పరివృత్తి అవుతాను అని చెప్పేసి భీమసేన
పరివేత్ అవుతారని హిడింబ అప్పుడు then suddenly what happened is that their discussion was going on, the dharmic discussion was going on, and Bhima was telling some dharma sushmas, and then she was arguing, that was going on like this. Then by the time this person got impatient, Hidimbasura got impatient, and he came there. He saw this lady speaking to an unknown person. He got very angry, and then he wanted to devour that lady first. He pounced upon her. Then she has hidden behind the Bhimasena, and Bhimasena was not a small person. He was a man of mighty energy. And what he did was, with one gulp, he caught hold of Hidimbasura, and like a lion dragging a deer, he took him to unknown destinations, a long distance he took, because he did not want to disturb the sleep of his brothers. The fight was very cruel. They took all this, we know it, because they plucked out the trees. They fought with the trees, rocks, and all these things. And then each one of them fought like anything, and ultimately this Hidimbasura collapsed and he fell dead. So here, when this was happening, all these persons woke up. Then woke up at the time, and once they woke up, everybody was moving away from that place. Kunti tells, because this is a place we are not supposed to stay, let us move forward like that. And Bhimasena, Dharmaraja, and all these persons were moving, and she was following. And Bhima was not even looking at her. That was the situation. Bhima was nonchalant. He was going away, and then she was pleading. Then he told, "You are a asura, and you are Asura's sister. And because just now I have killed your brother, you will be having the grudge. Because of that grudge, you will become an enemy to us. It is better I should kill you now only." This is what he was telling. At that time, Dharmaraja, Kunti, and all those persons interfered. You are not supposed to talk like that. She is a lady. You are not supposed to kill her also. Our Samskruti tells that you are not supposed to kill a lady. Then Hidimba came up to Kunti, because she realized that Bhima will not do any justice to her. So she approached Kunti. Then she was telling to Kunti, and what she was telling is that, "Oh lady, you know how ladies suffer from the pain of love. I am bitten by the arrows of love and suffering like this. I have left my people. There is no person to rely upon. If he rejects, the only alternative for me is death only. I have to die only." She was weeping bitterly. Then she was asking, "Please permit our marriage. I'll take." And then she was giving all whatever she wanted to tell. Everything she was telling without being asked. What she was telling, "I will take you to distant spots. Whichever spot you want, I will take you because of my magical powers. Whenever you are in difficulties, I will come to your rescue. I will take you to the distant places. And you will be having any dangers are there. And I am having a power. The power is foreseeing the future I am having. So with foreseeing the future power, what I can do is that I will be warning you if at all you are going to face any difficulties. And if you ask it. If you don't ask it, I am not going to tell. So whatever help you would like from me, all those help I will be doing to you. Please accept me as your daughter-in-law." Hidimba was continued like that. Then at the time, she was also telling, if a lady approaches a man and asks for taking her hand, it is not dharma to leave her. That is one more dharma. See, the dharmas are many dharmas are there. She was telling like that. So punyam or papam all these things will be attracting, whether you will be attracting punya or papa. If you don't refuse me because I am actually now I am helpless person. Leaving a helpless person in the forest like this and going away is not good on your part. She was telling. She was pleased with by the dharmic talk. Here that is mentioned in Mahabharata. That whatever she is mentioning, it is a dharmic talk. She felt like that. And she took a decision in her mind, okay, let her be my daughter-in-law. Then she looked at Dharmaraja. The beauty of Mahabharata is that whenever there is whether any particular decision has to be taken or not to be taken, even Kunti also just looks at Dharmaraja because Dharmaraja was the embodiment of Dharma. He was having all the knowledge of Dharma. For his consent, then Dharmaraja sensed that his mother is accepting this proposal and he also agreed for the proposal. What is the proposal here? The proposal is marrying a man with a asura. And again, marrying a man when his elder brother is not married. There are two issues are there here. One issue is that normally when elder brother is not married, younger brother is not supposed to marry. This is one dharma. Dharma is there. The second thing is that it is again a asura marrying a normal person. And these two things he agreed. He agreed and he was telling that, oh Hidimba, yes, I agree for your marriage, but I am giving you two conditions. The conditions aspect maybe many of us may not be, I believe that it is not known to many persons. The two conditions are like this. You can roam around with Bhimasena in daytime only. You are not supposed to take him in the night. See, this is one condition. We should bring him back in the night. When the night falls, then Bhimasena should be with us. He will not be there with you. You can be with him only in the daytime. These conditions, if they are acceptable to you, then Hidimba agrees for it. Okay, I will take him only in the morning and the night I will leave him to your place only. Am I audible, please?
Yes, you are audible.
It is there. Okay, fine. Then Kunti turned towards Bhimasena and tells, my dear son, this lady has loved you sincerely and it is a righteous approach only she is doing. Do not argue anymore. Your brother has also consented. You don't get the sin. Marry her. Then Bhimasena turned towards Hidimba and told, my brother has put two conditions. I am putting one more condition. The condition is that I shall be with you till you give birth to a child. Afterwards, I will leave you. Is it acceptable for you? She told yes. So for all the conditions, she is accepting. And here, Hidimba took out Bhima to the distant places and she was with him for almost 1 year. And she was blessed with a child. The child is Ghatotkacha. That story we know it. So here, many issues are there in this particular story. What are the story? What are the issues here? Whether it is acceptable, all these things. And the lady is following this Bhimasena and she was telling a Dharma that leaving a lady is approaching a man and he is asking her, please marry like that. Leaving that lady is not Dharma, she is telling. Compare the same situation with Shurpanaka. Shurpanaka approached Sri Ramachandra. And that story is there, no? That is not Dharma there. How it is Dharma here, please? Anybody can have any guess over it?
Shurpanaka was not asking for herself. She was asking for her brother.
Shurpanaka wanted to marry Sri Ramachandra, no?
Sriramachandra have ekapratne vrata.
Srirama,
is ekapatni vratudu ayana.
he is also already married.
Already married. Yes,
No,
sir.
he is not married.
ఆల్రెడీ హీ గాట్ మ్యారీడ్.
Those are the things, sir. Those are the things we have to understand.
అక్కడ కళత్రం
course.
అనే పదం వాడతారండి రామాయణంలో. కళత్రం అంటే మనం
అవును.
భార్య, దార, పత్ని ఇలా ఎన్నో పదాలున్నా కళత్రం అనే పదానికి ఉన్న ప్రాముఖ్యత ఏంటి అంటే, ఏ భార్యతో అయితే భర్త పరిపూర్ణమైన ఆనందాన్ని పొందుతాడో ఆమెని కళత్రం అంటారు. సో
అవునండి.
సీత నా కళత్రము కనుక నేను నిన్ను పెళ్లి చేసుకోలేను, లక్ష్మణుడి దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళమని రాముడు పంపిస్తాడు.
అవును. అవునండి.
పెళ్ళయింది కనుక ఒకటి, ఏకపత్ని వ్రతుడు గనుక ఒకటి, శూర్పణఖలో నిజమైన ప్రేమ లేదు. హిడింబలో ఉన్నటువంటి ఆ ఆ దివ్యమైన నిజమైన డివైన్ లవ్ లేదు ఆమెలో. ఆమెలో ఉన్నది మోహము. తర్వాత అన్న మీద ఉన్నటువంటి ఆ గౌరవంతో ఈ సీతని అన్న కన్నా అప్పచెప్పాలి, లేకపోతే ఈమెని చంపించేయాలి. నీ భార్యని చంపేసి నన్ను పెళ్లి చేసుకోమని అంటుంది. అది రాక్షసత్వం, దుష్టత్వం.
Yes, madam.
చేసుకోకూడదు,
Agree, madam. I agree, madam. What you understand today is exactly highly appreciable, madam. What she was telling is that Hidimba and Shurpanaka, you can't compare Hidimba with Shurpanaka. Hidimba's love is genuine because for her, she was approaching Bhimasena and she was not looking at other brothers. That is also there. The Rakshasi pravrutti is not there, even though she is a Rakshasi. The pravrutti of Rakshasatvam is not there in Hidimba. What she was doing is that she genuinely loved Bhimasena. Loving Bhimasena is not wrong because even Gita also, yes, because once every time we have to refer back to Gita and other scriptures also. What Gita tells is that whatever the love which is not associated with bad thing, adharma, which is not associated with adharma is very resplendence only he will be telling. That is there, no? Bhagavad Gita, he will be telling that it is not, whenever any love is there, the love is not adharmic, that love is very, very much, the love itself is myself only, he was telling. Like that Sri Krishna Vibhuti Yoga, he will be telling. Love unassociated with dharma, adharma, so unassociated with adharma is my resplendence only, he will be telling. So karma is not a taboo in Hindu scriptures. It is very much permitted. But at the same time, if it is moha, as Visalashi Madam told, if that is the case, it is not acceptable. So, so here her love is genuine. So she is telling that, okay, I'll be marrying you only. And one more thing is that she is approaching an unmarried man only. She was approaching. And now I got the shloka. Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kameshu bharatarshapha. That is why, I was really recollecting, it has come to me. Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosme bharatarshapha. Like that. Gita, I think it is the 7th chapter, it is there. Shloka number, I don't remember. Any kama which is not aviruddha to dharma, that is my own resplendence, like that he will be telling. Krishna will be telling like that. So it is love is permitted, kama is permitted. So here she is genuinely approaching this man. And Shurpanaka case, what happened is that her love is not genuine. She wanted to approach, as Madam told. He approached the Sri Ramachandra. Then he was telling that my wife is there, I can't marry. Then he goes to Lakshmana, and Lakshmana says that I am the follower of Sri Ramachandra, I can't marry. He will be telling again. He goes back to Sri Ramachandra. Then he ultimately understood that all this is because of the reason of Sita, and she wanted to devour her. And this is how she was going on, because her nature is actually wavering nature is there, and Rakshasi Pravrutti is there. So that is the reason why her eyes and limbs are cut off by Lakshmana. And the cutting off the limbs and what is this is called Indriyas. That Indriyas are responsible for kama. So this is she is saying with the nose she was smelling and all this. That is there. No, that is a different issue. Of course, leave it. And then because of this reason, Lakshmana cut off her limbs and she went out. That is the story. Here, the Hidimba's case, it is not like that. Hidimba's case, she is a genuine love. That is why the Kunti felt that it is a dharmic talk. Because of this reason, she agreed. Then what are the two conditions here? Dharmaraja, why he agreed? And what are the two conditions he has put? Why he has put these two conditions? This is one more issue, please. Then why this is Pariveta? Bhima is going to become a Pariveta. He is assuring Bhima that you are not going to become a Pariveta because I am consenting for your marriage. Same Dharmaraja has not accepted when Draupadi has come into the picture. That also you have to observe. When Draupadi Swayamvaram took place and the Swayamvaram was over, and initially Drupada was not knowing who are these five persons. He deputed initially Dushtadimna to know who they are, and subsequently he has given so many tests. Ultimately, Dharmaraja only told that we are Pandavas and I am the son of Panduraja and these are my brothers. All this introduction took place. Then Drupada was very happy and then he tells immediately, I wanted to give my daughter to Arjuna and let marriage take place. Then Dharmaraja tells, I am an elder brother, I am there. Then Drupada was confused. Then he told, then you only marry this lady. Then he tells, how can I marry this lady? Arjuna has won her and we all people will marry. That is, of course, that is a different one more Dharmic Sushmata is there in it. And then he was telling like that. There he was telling that when elder brother is there, younger brother can't marry. But here he is telling that you marry, no problem. You are not going to become a Parivetta, I am permitting you. And the only thing is that I want only two conditions are to be met. And she can roam with Bhima only in the morning and the night she should leave. Then what are these conditions? What are the implications of these conditions? Why Dharmaraja has agreed? This is the question. These are the questions, please. Here, the answer is like this. Here,
what is the second condition? What is the second condition?
Hello?
What is the second condition?
Second condition is he should come back in the night. Morning she that is condition. Second condition is that he should come back in the night. That is also there.
There are 2 points, sir, for this condition. ఏంటంటే రాత్రిపూట ఎంత మంచిది అయినా ఆమెలో అసుర ప్రవృత్తి జాగృతం అయ్యే అవకాశం ఉంది. ఒక పాయింట్. సెకండ్ పాయింట్ ఏంటంటే పాండవులందరికీ కూడా భీముడు రక్ష, హీఈస్ ద ప్రొటెక్షన్ డ్యూరింగ్ నైట్ టైం. సో రాత్రుల్లో వీళ్ళ సేఫ్ గార్డ్ చేసే బాధ్యత భీముడిది గనక హీ షుడ్ బి విత్ పాండవాస్ ఓన్లీ. తల్లితో బ్రదర్స్ తో ఉండాలి. అది
so that is okay, madam. That is your inference. But I will also explain a little bit. Here, the conditions put by Dharmaraja are actually interpreted by some scholars like this. And this is only what is called, if you go through the commentaries or research papers, if you go through, there are some arguments for this. And the arguments are like this. Dharmaraja has put these conditions precisely for Rajaniti, people tell. Even Malladi Chandrasekhar Shastri, in his lectures, in 2 lectures particularly, he has very much stated that it is Rajaniti that is being displayed by Dharmaraja here. What is the Rajaniti here? The Dharmaraja pondered over the issues. Thing is that the imminent war is there. From the beginning, from the day Pandavas entered Hastinapura from the place of that forest, when Panduraja died, they came to Hastinapura and from that day onwards, there are plots to kill all those persons. From the beginning it is there. He knows that there is going to be a fight one day or other day, that is there. Because he is a king, he knows all these things. And thing is that here, the Rajaniti says that there should be, because now why they are wandering like this? Like a Brahmin, the guys of Brahmins, why they are going away this way or that way instead of going to Hastinapura? Because the attempt is already made to kill all those persons in the Laksha Gruha. And if the news of their survival is known to those persons, at any point of time, again Duryodhana will try to kill all those persons. Now they don't have enough support. Support is not there for them. Where is the support for them? There are no soldiers. No other persons are there. Only 5 persons are there. All 5 persons are physically and mentally not liked by any person in Hastinapura. Dhritarashtra did not like all those persons. Duryodhana did not like all those persons. Bhishma, Drona, even if they like, their words are not valued there. In that situation, what happened is that these persons were sent to that particular spot. There a plot has been made to kill them. Duryodhana tried to kill Bhimasena already many times. So these are the background. This is a background. In this background, they don't have any support. They can't show their faces to the society. Because of this reason, they went out to different places in different guises, Brahmana, Veshas. And again, Kshatriyas are not supposed to take Bhiksha. That Bhiksha also they have taken in the guise of Brahmins. Bhavati Bhikshandehi, they were going to different places and they were taking alms from all the persons. This is also not permitted for Kshatriyas. Kshatriyas are not supposed to do all those things. They did all these things. Why? Because they don't have any support. Why? When they were invited to Hastinapura again, they were invited to Hastinapura again only when they got married with Draupadi and they were having the support of Drupada. When Drupada's support is there, then Bhishma took stock of the entire situation. Now fighting with Pandavas is very difficult for you. You will be wiped out if any fight takes place between Kauravas and Pandavas. Better ask them to come over here, and then he try to distribute the property and all what is called Rajya and all this. Is attend again that issue I am not discussing today, because dividing the kingdom between two persons is acceptable or not acceptable. Agnavalka Smriti does not say. Agnavalka Smriti, if you take into consideration, you can divide the property, but you cannot divide the Rajyam. Kingdom cannot be divided. Agnavalka Smriti very, very clearly it tells. But still, that was decided upon. All these issues are subsequent, it is there. So Dharmaraja foresaw all these things. And what he thought that in the imminent war, there should be one person capable enough to destroy the what is called demons on the side of Duryodhana. Because Duryodhana is supported with Duryodhana, you know that of course Dharmaraja may not be knowing all these things at that time. Duryodhana precisely is the avatar of Kalki. Kalipurusha Avatara. Kalipurusha Avatara, he is not Kalki, Kalipurusha Avatara. He was descendant, that is Duryodhana. That is Manyumayo Mahadrumaha, like that Krishna describes him, no? Duryodhana Manyumayo Mahadrumaha, like that. He is an anger personified person. That type of person is there. The imminent war will take place. At that time, there should be one person on our side. That person should be responsible for killing those persons. Then how that person can born? This is the right occasion. Right occasion means because when Bhima roams around with Hidimba in the morning only, what will happen normally? According to our Dharma, according to what we believe, Sanaatana Dharma, what we believe is that a man and woman are not supposed to meet in the daytime, that is there. And if you begin to go deep into Agnavalka Smriti and other places, there are many other times are also mentioned. Those things I am not discussing here. What are the occasions when a lady or a man are not supposed to meet for love making? That is there. Many times it is mentioned. Even some days are also mentioned. Amavasya, like that. That is also mentioned. Timings are also mentioned. All these things are there. We believe in all those things. Here, when they are meeting in the morning time, the person that is going to be born is going to be definitely Asura is going to be born. Normally, the Asura again, how Asura, he should be again, because Hidimba is on our side. Normally, he will be on our side only. And second thing is that, and he should be capable of destroying those persons. He is a son of Bhima also here. A son of Bhima cannot be a lame person. He must also will be having a lot of strength he must be having. So because of this reason, when this person is there, and then this person will be suitable enough for us. And again, she is already giving assurance. The assurance is that whenever you are in trouble, I am going to come you and take you to any spot. That is also he is assuring. Then these are the two things are there. All these things he thought over. Okay, let me try this best. Rajaniti is foremost important. Rajaniti is on one side, it is there. Becoming Bhimasena becoming a Parivetta, that is on one side is there. When he becomes Parivetta, he is going to marry when his elder brother is not married. Okay, I am permitting Bhimasena to marry, then he will not be attracting the sin. He is assuring that is one aspect is there. And here two dharmas, of course. One dharma is that marrying a normal human being with an asura is not permitted. The dharma is on one side, it is there. And again, putting the condition that an asura, the Bhima should not roam around with this Hidimba in the night, because Asuri Pravritti will be there, as Visarashi Madam told. As Asuri Pravritti also, Bhima should be protected. And 2-3 dharmas are clashing here. When 2-3 dharmas are clashing, yesterday also the discussion came up, then what we should do? Here thing is that here, there is one beautiful what is called epithet is there in Sanskrit, that is called Guru Laghava Charcha. What is Guru Laghava Charcha? Anybody knows about it? Guru Laghava Charcha. Anybody has heard of it, please? Anybody? Nobody is there, I will answer. Guru Laghava Charcha. Guru Laghava Charcha is nothing but Guru is normally it is not Guru and Shishya, it is not like that. Here normally in the Chandas we will be putting no Guru Laghu will be putting no higher one and lower one. Guru is which is the Dharma which has more important, and the Dharma which is less important. One thing, Dharma which is more acceptable at that particular situation, Dharma which is not acceptable at that particular situation. These two things we have to assess. Satyam Vada, it is there. But by virtue of telling a Satya, if there is going to be a Himsa, that Satya is not a Satya. That is called, that is how it is defined. Because we will be coming across in the last day, I want to discuss Dharma Vyada Upakyanam. In the Dharma Vyada Upakyanam, all these things will be coming up again. Of course, you have undergone one class already in Husha Prasnas, the Yasha Prasnas you have undergone. There also all this discussion will be coming up. Yasha Prasnas also this question is there. Which is Dharma and which is Adharma? Which is Himsa and which is not Ahimsa? The question will be coming up. And you have to tell truth, okay, fine. But tell the truth. By virtue of telling the truth, if it is going to harm other person, that is one thing. Or if it is going to, what is called, going to bring about some Himsa, then that is not, you are not supposed to pronounce at that Satyam at that particular point of time. This is the Dharma Sushpata. Here also same thing is there. On one side, there are many issues are there, which if you invoke Bhimasena is not supposed to marry Hidimba. That is there. But here, the foremost important point is that preserving our own self is also more important. Here, you need to have one source of strength. The source of strength is Hidimba here. Hidimba is having a lot of powers she is having. She can take them to any place, their choice, and she is ready to serve all those persons. Whatever conditions she is putting, she is accepting. Bhima has put a condition stating that I will be there with you only as long as a child is born. Once a child is born, I will leave you. That also she has agreed. Child will be born within 1 year only. So those days, this is the confidence were there. Nowadays, if marriage takes place, even 8 years, 9 years also, no child is there. That's of course, it is our problems. Those days, it was not like that. No, it is all these things are there. So what happened is that he agreed. He says that this is okay, I agree for this. The condition, these two conditions are also precisely for this reason. One is Bhima should be there in the night, here only, because he should not be under the purview of Asuri Pravritti. She may be having more powers at that time. That should not happen. Second thing is that only morning she will be there, so that one day Asura will be born. Asura will be born, and Asura. That is why we come across one more similar story in Aditi Diti case also we come across. Aditi, Diti, they are the wives of Kashyapa Prajapati. Diti approached Kashyapa Prajapati in the evening. In the evening, she approaches and she will be expressing her desire. Then he tells, you are what time you are coming here? You have come here and asking me at this evening time. That is, Surya is disappearing. The night is about to dawn. At the time you are approaching, the children that are going to be born will be bad persons only. Asuri Pravritti will be there. And then because he doesn't want to, it is called disown his own wife, she met with her. And we know that all asuras were born. And the Aditi case is something different and Diti case is something different. So the timing is also more important. All these things we believe, even now also we believe all these things. The traditions are still continuing. And this is how it goes. This is Dharma Sushmata here. Dharma Sushmata is that which is more important. Guru Laghava Charcha you have to do. which is more important and which is less important. And according to the situation, you have to apply dharma. And what we can know from this particular story is that Sanatana Dharma is not actually a certain sort of you have to do this only, you are supposed to do this only, it will not tell. It is very flexible also. Flexible, and it is according to the interest of the people only. It will be giving broad directions, it will give. You need to follow the rhythm. The rhythm should be maintained all the time. But at the same time, apadharma is also there. And sometimes whenever difficulties comes, you need to assess different types of dharmas. And at the same time, when you are following other dharma, that should not trouble other persons. That is more important. Suppose you are assessing two dharmas. When you are assessing two dharmas and coming out the solution is not going to be harmful to other persons. That is also there, please. If it is going to be harmful, you are not supposed to follow. Just because you like this to the situation you are following, it is not like that. It is not harming to other person. It will be useful to us. At that particular point of time, you use your what is called discriminative intellect. You have to use it and you have to apply that dharma only. And again, that dharma, when applying that dharma, please see that it is not harmful to other persons and it is not going to disturb the peace of other persons, and follow this one. This is what precisely this story conveys. Nagaraja, putting these conditions are very much apt only at this particular spot, and Bhimasena putting the condition is also for the same reason. And even though the scripture says that marriage cannot happen in this particular situation, they agreed, all the persons agreed, happily agreed, and ultimately the marriage took place. This is what we can call one aspect. Second aspect is that, of course, what we can see from this Mahabharata is that Mahabharata discusses not only dharma, but also a lot of psychological aspects also. And this is my observation only, but I don't know whether I am correct or not. A Hidimba has fallen in love. That is, the word itself is fallen. That is there. Once a single-sided love it is there means, and other person is not accepting, what will happen is that normally here, other person will not be taken, he or her voice will not be taken more prominence. That is also there. When marriage takes place, at that time, each person has to rise in love, not to fall in love. So this is a particular aspect we come across a similar type of story in Ishvara and Parvati case. That is there. In the Ishvara Parvati case, Parvati initially she tried to attract Ishvara by virtue of her beauty. She was thinking that I am so beautiful person, Ishvara naturally will accept me like that. Kalidasa Mahakavya, he is beautifully writes. I could not recollect the particular sentence. What he will be telling is that what is the use of this beauty when it is not accepted by my lover? It is not useful. Then he ponders over the issue. Why Shiva is not, just he is looking at me and he is not at all talking to me. Why? Then she ponders over and she realizes that Shiva is not a person to be fallen in love for the sake of beauty, of physical beauty. He appreciates what is called spiritual beauty. If I want to attain the spiritual beauty, I have to rise in love, not to fall in love. The rising in love happens, how it happens? Through tapas only. So she did tapas. When she did tapas, by virtue of that tapas, spiritually she elevated herself to the plane of Mahashiva. Then Mahashiva approaches her and the marriage took place. That is a different story. But here, if you fall in love, what will happen is that if you fall in love, you have fallen only. This is my observation. Of course, you have to rise in love whenever there is, you have to marry some other person. This is one observations which I my personal observations. You may like it or not like it, but that is there in Mahabharata. This type of psychological, or what we can call, these issues are also discussed very, very beautifully. It is and discussed. And one more thing is that here, one more aspect which I want to discuss is that, and Kunti was telling repeatedly that, and her love is genuine love only. How can she conclude that it is a genuine love? I personally feel that again, and if it is not a genuine love, what will happen? Kama will lead to krodha. Kama yeshaha, krodha yeshaha, rajoguna pravurtakaha, like that it is there in Mahabharata, Gita. Kama and krodha are not different. They are two sides of the same coin. They tell. Two sides of the same coin. What is called dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha kamat krodho vijayate. Kama will lead to krodha. Krodhat bhavati sammoha sammohat smriti vibhrama smriti bhramshat buddhinashaha buddhinashat pranasyati, like that Gita tells. Here when you continuously ponder over a particular object, sense object, here the sense object for the Hidimba is Bhimasena. Continuously ponder over him, what will happen is that it develops into a kama. Kamat bhavati sammohaha. Dhyayato vishayan pumsaha sangasteshu upajayate sangat sanjayate kamaha. Kamat krodho bhijayate. With kama will lead to krodha. How? Because when he is refusing continuously and she is asking, what will happen? It will lead to krodha. A krodha, what will happen? Krodha will lead to sammoha. Sammoha will lead to smriti vibhrama, and smriti bhramsa will lead to buddhinashaha. Buddhinashat pranasyati. She may do any type of harm also because she is having a sort of magical powers. That is also there. With her magical powers, she can do any harm also to be this person. She may try to do it. That is also there. But here, this lady did not display krodha, even though he was continuously rejecting. True love will not reject. That is also there. What will true love will do? Only moha, when moha is there, then only that will result into krodha. But here it is not moha, it is real kama. When real kama is there, that is acceptable only because Gita also has permitted it. Dharmo viruddho kamaha. I myself is the resplendence of that kama, like that it is there. So in that case, what happened is that this is a genuine love because she is not getting krodha. When it is rejected, krodha should come. Krodha is not coming. And in the case of Shurpanakha, krodha came. Because of that krodha, she wanted to divorce Sita. No? So this is the genuine love. The genuine love is there on one side. And of course, Bhimasena did not want to marry. This is a personal issue, of course. All persons need not love all other persons. That is also there. And here, these are the issues, please. Anything if you want to discuss, you can discuss. And again, one more issue I have forgotten, please. And again, here, the innocent persons were burnt out by Bhimasena. Is it correct? Many papers, please, research papers, if you begin to read, particularly this EBSCO. EBSCO, you must be knowing. Springer Link. And also this one more website is there. EBSCO, ProQuest, EBSCO, Springer Link. These places, if you go there, databases, if you search, all these databases are not normally available to all of us. You need to go to a big library. All libraries are all not again subscribing all these things. You need to go to a library where all these things are subscribed. You begin to type Hidimba Bhimasena, something of this nature. You come across at least 50 articles for Bhimasena and Duryodhana. Bhimasena and Hidimba story. 50 articles are there in Springer Link, ProQuest and EBSCO. Google Scholar, it is there. Of course, Google Scholar is not a standard one. And they are standard peer-reviewed journals are there. The peer-reviewed journals, particularly, many foreigners will be writing the articles for Hinduism. When they are writing Hinduism, they will be perverting because they don't understand the basic concepts of Sanaatana Dharma. Sometimes they will deviate the issue. They want to distort the issues also sometimes. And many places they were mentioning that how far it is correct on the part of Bhimasena to put fire. And how is it correct that Dharmaraja is putting these conditions? This type of issues they will be discussing. So normally, and how do you justify all these things? And again, Bhimasena putting his towel in the water and bringing the water to Dharmaraja, and then all these persons. Whether it is correct, it is not Dharma. Are you hearing, please?
Yes. We are
You are audible,
hearing.
no? So this is normally for understanding Mahabharata. Normally, if you only read traditional people how they interpret it, sometimes we'll be missing the arguments. Will be missing the arguments. Will be coming up only from these articles only. Research articles you need to see. When you see the research articles, and people will be posing certain questions. Those questions we should be in a position to counter those arguments with the traditional arguments, of course, and convince them also. Otherwise, what will happen is that, and we will be talking to only the people who like this audience, and those persons who don't like this type of what is called issues. If they come here and they will be asking certain questions, we should be in a position to counter those arguments. That is there. Then how do you justify all these things? Here justifying the arguments is that is called the Bhimasena bringing that towel is Apad Dharma only, because they are actually what is called thirsty. When they are thirsty, there is no pot here. There he can't search a pot. He can't bring a pot. He can't invent a pot there. Immediate dharma is that to preserve the life of the people, to what is called to quench the thirst of those persons only. That is important here. When you want to do that, what you have to do? Whatever possibility is there that you have to do it, you need not go to Dharma Sutra and again find out this is not according to Dharma, you should not follow. It is not like that. What is important here? Follow this one only. Whatever that is there, you follow it. That is more, first preserving the life of the person is more important. So that is why he brought it, that is there. Then how it is justified that the Lasha Gruha Vivasena has put fire for it? And that is also their place. Here, the background we have to understand. The background is that they are in deep trouble. They are there. Pandavas are in deep trouble. And the rightful, what is called claimant to the throne is Dharmaraja. But still, what happened is that because of the conspiracy played by the court, he was denied that opportunity. And again, the Pandavas were discarded and they were sent to distant place. When they were sent to distant place, it is an indication that already plots are being made to kill all those persons. I want to eliminate those persons. And if their physical nature is known to people, they are alive, that news is there means Duryodhana will be constantly trying to kill all those persons. And these persons have no power now. They don't have any power. They don't have any support. They don't have any army, soldiers. Nothing is there. This is the background. The background is more important because when you try to understand the story, the background is more important. The particular situation, what is the situational circumstances? The situational circumstances are such that if their nature, if they are exposed to the society and they are attracting the threat of being killed by Duryodhana, so that is there. So because of this reason, they should not be known. And at the same time, people should believe that they are killed. They should go out from the society for some days until they gain power. Until they gain power, they should not be exposed to the society. This was again a Rajaniti. Because of this reason, what they did, somebody has to be killed here. What happened is that one lady came on that day, on the particular day of Laksha Gruha Dahana. What happened is that Kunti has arranged a great party. For a party, we should not call it as a party. She has given out some charity like that. Santarpana or otherwise, that is an apt word because some words should not be translated. That is also there because Rajiv Malhotra must have heard his name. The person has Sanskrit non-translatables like that. He has written a book. There are certain words you should not translate. Jansi, madam, 1 minute, madam. Anyway, I'll give you the opportunity. Sanskrit non-translatables is there. That is called one book. It's a very beautiful book. One should have. The Sanskrit non-translatables, we will be discussing each and every aspect. We will be calling Asura. Instead of calling Asura, we will be writing it as a demon. Because there is no immediate translation, no word is there. But you are not supposed to do that. Why you are doing like that? He questions. Logical arguments are there in that. And here also same thing. Santarpana is a better word. Instead of calling it as a party, a lunch party, a dinner party, if you instead of calling like that, it is better to call like that. So it is a Santarpana she has made. When Santarpana made, lot of people came on that day and everybody was taking food. At the end of the day, and those days, these people are kings at that time. Kings taking alcohol, what is called any type of liquor and all these things are permitted only. This is there. Even meeting eat for Kshatriyas is permitted only. So all this Santarpana took place. When everything happened on that day, there is one lady with 5 people. So they were actually lying on the floor and they were sleeping. And here, Bhima did not. His intention was to kill those persons. If he doesn't put fire to the Rashagruha at that particular point of time, maybe another half an hour, person deputed by the Duryodhana is going to put fire. At the time, at least he has to escape. If he is going to escape, what will happen again? Even at the time also, these persons would have been killed. And again, what will happen again? This person's identity may be known, we don't know. Because it is very crucial state. This is called what we can call preserving our own selves is also more important at certain point of time. So what he did is that he put fire, the same person, and the same person also he put there. The person who is going to put fire also he throws there, because he should not reveal the secret again. He comes out. Here the Rajaniti again dictates that you need to protect yourself first of all, otherwise you can't sustain. Sustaining is more important here. They have sustained, number one. Second thing is that again that towel giving is also for sustenance only. And again this marriage is also for Rajaniti purpose. Guru Laghava Charcha took place in the mind of Dharmaraja. And with all these things, what happened is that this entire marriage took place. In the films and all these things, we see only marriage only, with a lot of pomp, one film song and all these things. But dharmas are not discussed here. So better avoid all these films, TV channels and all these things. Go concentrate on Mahabharata only. You come across a lot of wisdom. That is my advice. Now coming to Jansi Madam as in her. You can ask her, please.
One second.
Please.
Please give me a chance.
Yes, sir.
See, what is the logic of Bhima for not asking her, telling her that he will leave after 1 year?
Yes,
is
sir.
it right to leave Dharmapatni after 1 year? Why?
Yes,
Why
sir.
she is not been asked allowed to go accompany them?
Yes, sir. This is my own opinion is that Bhimasena is not willing to marry, first of all. Is not willing to marry. Second thing is that she is asking. It's one way love only. One way love. She is because sir, the thing is that the loving or not loving is our choice only. Because possibly she is asking, and these people are asking. Possibly you accept her like that only.
No, possibly. What Bharata says.
Bharata it is not mentioned, sir. Mahabharata it is not discussed, sir. Leaving Dharmapatni.
Mahabharata did not discuss dharma of leaving the Dharmapatni after 1 year.
Dharmapatni and Asura cannot be a Dharmapatni. That is also there because Asura.
But once it married, it's Dharmapatni only.
Dharmapatni only. She is asking, particularly she is continuously asking him to marry only. That is the reason why forcefully only he is marrying. That is why he is putting the condition. If you are going to accept it, I am going to marry. It is a condition, conditional love only.
What for he has put that condition?
Yes, he has put the condition. But condition is that he has to go back with the Pandavas. He doesn't lie. He doesn't.
He can take the wife also and go. What is wrong in that?
And he did not want to take her, sir. That is it.
Why? He didn't love her.
Sir, one thing, sir. If he is not putting the condition, marrying, then he leaving it, that is bad. Now, what he is telling is that he is putting the condition initially, stating that I don't want.
No,
If this condition.
Initially itself, why has put the condition? What is it?
He has put the condition precisely because he did not like her.
Oh.
Yes, that he did not like her.
He did not like by force he has been married.
By force only has married, sir. Because he was continuously, even Dharmaraja also, I am going to become a Parivetta. How can I marry? Then Dharmaraja is telling, no, you marry. No problem. I am giving you assurance. As an elder brother, I am giving you assurance, you marry her. Kunti also, because he accepted.
By order of the Dharmaraja only married and.
Yes, sir. Dharmaraja also married.
And had a son.
Dharmaraja will be continuously asking you marry. Kunti is also asking him to marry. So he is putting a condition and he is marrying. He is not telling that I will marry like because they are telling it's not like that. Because I don't like you, first of all. I can marry you only up to this time only I will be with you. If it is acceptable, I will marry. Otherwise, I don't marry. The condition is here.
Why 1 year? Why 1 year? Why not immediately after the?
Not 1 year, sir. As long as the child is born. Because
Okay.
in those days,
Okay.
marriages are not for the purpose of karma. It is for the purpose of giving birth to a child only. Because
Okay.
marriage is not karma. Purpose of marriage is again dharma. That is there. What is more important is that once a child is born, I want to be with you. If you are accepting this condition, I will marry. Otherwise, I don't want to marry. So condition is.
My view is there is a political reason is there. Once she goes
Sir,
along with him,
this is entire thing is Rajaniti, sir. Here, this
so a political reason is there. Once she follows them, she claims as the supreme.
Sir, what you are telling is dharma. The dharma is very much it is there, sir. It is our church again. They are doing it. We don't want to follow this dharma. We want to follow the higher dharma.
Okay.
That is what the Rajaniti is more important here. Because of this Rajaniti, he married. Not that he loved her. That is why only there are two dharmas. The clash of two dharmas are there. You need to follow which dharma is more prominent for you, which you like it. That is his discretion only. That is why he is putting the condition. If he doesn't put the condition, he may claim, you are my pati and you have to be with me only. She may tell her, I will be with you like that. Which may not be acceptable to her, to him. Now what he is telling is that if this condition is accepted, I will marry, otherwise I don't marry. The condition is very much okay, because anybody can put the condition, because continuously somebody is coming and asking, marry like that. I don't want to marry, but the situation has come that it should be marriage should take place. Then this condition is there. If you accept the condition, okay. And Draupadi Swayamvaram, she has put the condition. The Drupada has put the condition. Rupena, Kulena, Balena cha. The person who aims the arrow is not important for me. The person who aims the arrow should also be worthy enough to be in Kula status, and Parakrama he should be acceptable, and Rupa also he should be acceptable. Then only Draupadi will marry. Rupena Balena cha, like that it is there. And conditions can be applied, no sir, because the Draupadi Swayamvaram is not again anybody who aims the arrow and who pierces the particular fish. He is not like that. The conditions are there. A condition should be satisfied. That is why Karna comes there. He aims the arrows. When he tries to aim the arrow, even Pandavas thought, and it is that the day is out. He is going to win the Draupadi, like that they thought. Suddenly Draupadi appears on the scene and he will be telling, Anaham Varayam Sutam. I don't want to marry Suta. He tells. Because the condition is already there. The condition is.
By the way, because you referred this, is it there in Mahabharata?
Yes, it is there, sir. Very much it is there.
Which work?
Naham Varayami Sutam.
No, which edition?
Sorry, all versions it is there, sir. All versions it is there, sir. Bhandarkar version it is there. Gita Press version it is there. Yeah, all versions. You take any version of Mahabharata, it is there.
Is it there in first 8,000 slokas?
Yes, sir, it is there. Sir. It is there in Mahabharata.
No, first 8,000 slokas it is there.
Sir, first 8,000 I don't know, sir. That I have to see only. Or which shloka it is there, and that I don't know. Which, because right now I don't have the book. I have not kept the book here.
Okay.
Is that Naham Varayami Sutam? That is a great statement she will be telling. I don't Suta. This is her choice, sir. This is her choice. And again, Drupada has put in the conditions. The conditions are there. The conditions are that my daughter will be marrying a person who is going to aim the arrow, number one. Second thing is that Rupena, Kulena, Balena cha. All these things should be satisfied for us. And the very purpose of the Swayamvaram is to identify what we can call Arjuna only.
Okay, agree. Let us go to the next question.
Yes, sir, that is there, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Bhima also is putting the condition precisely for the same reason. Conditional love only. This is conditional. I am going to marry you, okay, because everybody is asking me to marry. You are continuously asking me. Yeah, is it acceptable to you? Fine. Not acceptable, don't want to marry. That is there, sir. Okay. Jansi madam, you are asking.
And sir,
Namaste Mahodaya.
Ah.
Very nice to hear early morning, very nice stories and the dharmas. I just have one doubt, because Dhritarashtra is the elder person, and because of his defect, Pandava became the king.
Yes,
but
madam.
Duryodhana is not a defective person. He is the son of the elder one. I'm not supporting Duryodhana. And if logically speaking, Duryodhana should be the king of, he is the higher, he should be the king. Why? Because Dharmaraja, even though he is elder to the Dhritarashtra, but he is not actually born to Pandava. He is the son of Yamadharmaraja. So how Duryodhana is not the heir of the kingdom? How the Dharmaraja is the right person to have that kingdom? This is my doubt, sir.
Yes, madam. This doubt is very much there for many persons. It is there, madam. Thing is that even films also it is portrayed like this. Even Duryodhana will be telling that my father is Andha, but I am not Andha. No, like that he will be arguing. But here the thing is like this, madam. Because the king's son is going to be the son, madam. That is what is called Dharma Sutra according to Yajnavalkya Smriti. King's elder son will be taking over the Rajyabhara. He is the king, like that it is there. So here, because nowadays what we are doing, we are following the constitution. Constitution of India is there for us. Whatever that is there, we will be following. In those days, the constitution is Manu Dharma Shastra is one constitution, Yajnavalkya Smriti is one more constitution. Both Yajnavalkya Smriti and Manu Dharma Shastra, they say that king's son is the king, like that, madam. King's elder son is the king. Who is the king in this case? Whether Dhritarashtra is not the king, Panduraja was the king. Because why Dhritarashtra was not the king, the discussion comes up, madam. That is also there in Mahabharata. This Ambalika story, once that story is over, what happens is that they were having these three sons were there. And that the lady is there, Satyavati is there, no? The Satyavati comes for the discussion stage at that time. She is a lady, but she is having a lot of Dharma Sutra, Dharma Sushmata she was having. Again, I am telling you, yesterday also the comment came up. The ladies on those days were capable enough to argue with other persons because of their wide knowledge. Here she was arguing. She was telling. Even with Vyasa also she tells. Because Vyasa tells initially, you are going to get a son. This lady is Ambika is going to get a son who is going to be Andha. Then she tells, Andha cannot become the king for this Kuru Samrajya. She tells on the spot, on the day itself. It is not even before Dhritarashtra born itself. Satyavati has already decided. Andha cannot become the king of Kuru Samrajya. So you give one more child. Then Ambika turn is over. Ambalika is sent. And of course, Panduraja is born. And again she wanted to have. He was having Pandu. No, he was white in complexion. Because of this reason, anyway, she thought of one more person if it is possible like that. The one more possible, again Ambika, he was sent. What happened is that Ambika deputed a servant lady, and the servant lady went there, and because of this reason, Vidura was born. Here three persons are there. The three persons whom the throne should belong. That was the question here. The question is that because they are the direct sons, according to Dharma Shastras, the elder son has to take the kingdom. But here, who are prohibited from taking the kingdom? There are, I could not remember the shloka. I don't know the shloka also, but I have some place I have written down. 9 types of persons are to be avoided for taking the kingdom. In that, any person who is lame, who cannot hear, or who cannot see, like that, and a person who may be having physical defects in the body, and the person like this, there are 9 types of persons are mentioned. The 9 types of persons, because he is Andha, is a born Andha, he cannot take the throne. Then can the throne go to Vidura? Because in those days, when Kshatriya is there, Kshatriya lineage is there, a Shudra cannot take the Shudra. Varnashrama Dharma is there. No, according to Varnashrama Dharma, a Shudra is actually following the other duties only. A Kshatriya only can take up the kingdom. The Panduraja was given the throne. So the throne aspect is already decided upon. Who has to take the charge? Once then Pandu Maharaja's son only will take the kingdom, not any other person. Dhritarashtra has gone once for all. His lineage is taken out from the entire stage. He is no more a claimant. Duryodhana cannot claim it. Only thing is that Panduraja and Panduraja's is the elder son. Panduraja died in a mysterious circumstances. He died. And that too in a forest. When that took place, all these persons were still small children only. And Dharmaraja, according to estimates, According to if you assess the ages of the persons, Dharmaraja must be 17 years at that time. Bhima is 16 years, 15 years, like that. Because there are so many evidences of that nature it is there. 17 years age person is there. Those persons were brought to the court of this place and they were explained. They're like this, these persons are there, please accept them, like that. Dhritarashtra is not the king at the time because there was a void. Just like that, he was taking care of the kingdom only. He was just a caretaker only, caretaker of the kingdom. Not even that word is pronounced, but he was sitting on the throne. He was sitting on the throne on his own, and he was conducting the affairs of the kingdom only. But he is not the king. The king is Dharmaraja. Dharmaraja is elder person by 17 years. He is a good age only, 17 or 18 years. Then the question of who has to become that is called Yuva Raja, that discussion comes up. And who has to become the Yuva Raja? Then there were some people who were arguing that Dhritarashtra is now ruling the country because it is a de jure, de facto de jure we mentioned. No, he is a de facto person now, de facto king. De facto, de jure, you may be knowing, no? I think it is a law we come across these two terminologies. De facto, by virtue of what is called his authority. De jure is by virtue of his position, like that. There are two words are there in law we come across these two words. De jure and de facto. He is already a de facto king. Dhritarashtra is a de facto king. Because of this reason, Duryodhana has to become a Yuva Raja. Then the discussion takes place in the Sabha. Kuru Sabha, the discussion takes place. Then Bhishma tells it's not like that. Yuva Raja can be only Dharmaraja because Pandaraja's son, he is a Pandaraja's son. Pandaraja is the king. Dhritarashtra is sitting on the throne because there is no other person to sit on the throne right now. Just like that, he is sitting. He is not supposed to sit on the throne also. Then what happens is that the throne, the Dharmaraja was made Yuva Raja. The entire Mahabharata, the plot starts from here only because this is a bija. At that time, Duryodhana got wild. He thought that my place, I am denied this opportunity. And he started to eliminate Pandavas. If we eliminate Pandavas, there is one particular place he will be telling. If I eliminate Bhima, that alone is sufficient. All other persons I can take care of. All persons will become poor persons. Poor persons, when it takes into strength. Strength-wise, they will become very poor. And if I kill Bhimasena, that itself is sufficient. He started plotting against Bhimasena. And afterwards, he started doing all these activities over all other Pandavas also. Like this is good. It goes, madam. And the thing is that here even half Raja, that concept is also not there in Yajnavalkya Smriti. I was discussing it. Yajnavalkya Smriti says that only one person has to inherit the kingdom. It is not like a personal property. It is not a personal property. It is for the purpose of the people. It should not be done like that. But Bhishma thought, if we don't do like this man is continuously plotting. Kauravas are bad people. They are doing all these activities continuously. They wanted to eliminate Pandavas. They are doing all these activities. 50% if it is given, this is fine. So what he thought is that he wanted to bifurcate the kingdom. Because Dharmaraja will be anyway, he'll be accepting. Dharmaraja is a good man. Whatever Bhishma tells, okay, you are telling, Tata, you are telling, I will be accepting, like that. He is having that confidence. Because of this reason, he discussed with Dhritarashtra. And what he did was that he tried to divide the kingdom also. He wanted to divide. The dividing the kingdom concept is not there in any other smriti or what is called dharmic smriti literature. It is not there. But it was decided upon. This I think people say that it is a mistake on the part of Bhishma also. He should not have done it. The entire kingdom should have gone to the Dharmaraja only because he has divided just to please Kauravas. But Kauravas were not actually, Kama will not be, desire cannot be extinguished by adding one more desire. It is like Anala we call. Anala means Agni, no? Alam means enough. Agni will never tell that it is enough. It will be taking. Kama is also like that. If you put more, desire is actually, if you take one more thing, again you will be having one more desire will be there. Desire are restless. They will be going on like this. This is the idea here, madam. So this is the issue is like that. Any other person, please?
1 second. Adding to this one question I have. How the Dharmaraja and Dhritarashtra and Pandava are Kshatriyas? How do you justify? They are born to Vyasa. And Vyasa is born to Parasara. Vyasa is Kshatriya or Brahmin?
Yes, sir. Sir, this
are what is called that is what is the Satyavati's position at that time?
Sir, I will be telling you, sir, this one because I also got the same doubt. Because for clarifying this doubt, I telephoned to one person, what is called again Shalaka Raghunatha Sharma sir. I telephoned, and Chirra Shivaram Krishna sir also long back, of course. I asked, this is how can Veda Vyasa's sons can become Kshatriyas, I asked. Then Shalaka Raghunath Sharma sir was giving a good answer he was giving. What he was giving is that the sankalpa of the person is important. Who has made the sankalpa? The sankalpa will be deciding it. So the sankalpa was made by a Kshatriya. Satyavati made the sankalpa.
How Satyavati is Kshatriya?
We will go back, sir, again. Once again. Well, let us finish it off.
No, I got that answer. I got that answer in my mind itself.
Yes, sir.
But how Satyavati is a Kshatriya? That's got
Satyavati is a Kshatriya only, sir. Because
because of Dasa king.
Dasaraju, no? She was not the Dasaraju's daughter, no?
Okay.
She was not Dasaraju. Adrika, the one Apsarasa is there, sir. Adrika is one Apsarasa is there. There is one king. The king name I could not immediately recollect. The king was going. The king was actually what is the king name? The king. He is a Kshatriya king. Immediately I could not elect, but the lady name I remember. The lady name is Adrika. Adrika is by virtue of Shapa, she becomes a fish. She was there in the water, and a semen of this particular king was brought by a eagle that has fell into the river, and she has devoured it, and by virtue of that a girl child and a boy child were born. The girl child was given to Dasaraja for taking up that particular girl. And this
Vasuraj kadandi.
Vasuraj, madam. Vasuraj. You are correct, madam. Vasuraj. The Vasuraj, there is one king by name Vasuraj who was there. He was a very powerful person, and he wanted to marry Adrika. And thinking over that particular girl continuously, his mind was over her only. At that time, his Shakti has got discharged. When it got discharged, he doesn't want to waste it. He preserved it in a small pot-like thing, and then he sent it through a eagle to give it to Adrika. Then the eagle was flying. When it was flying, it has fallen down into the water, and Adrika has consumed it. Adrika is an Apsarasa, and the king's Viriam she has taken. It has given birth to two persons. When the fish was cut, two children came out of its what is called stomach, and the one is called the boy. He took out the boy. The king has taken. This person has taken. Shantana has taken that boy, and this boy has gone to Dasaraju like that. So she is very much what is called Kshatriya. Kshatriya Sankalpa is there. Vyasa is only Niyogi. He was Niyogi. Niyogi means deputed on behalf of Satyavati, because Satyavati Sankalpa is going to decide the varna of that particular gentleman like that. That is how Shalak Raghunath Sharma has given a clarification to me.
Then why not Vidura Kshatriya? If that is the case, if Sankalpa is right, why Vidura is not?
Vidurudu Sudra Kanyaki puttinavadu kadandi. Surya Striki.
Kanya is leave it. The Sankalpa is the criteria, right?
Sankalpa is here. Satyavati Sankalpa is that Vyasa should go to Ambika only, not to Shudra lady.
Correct.
Then why Vyasa has gone to Shudra lady when
sir, here, sir, there are certain things. Yesterday only I told all these things. Thing is that there are some Arthavadas will be there, sir. Arthavadas and Vachyavadas will be there. If Puranas and all these things, if you begin to argue like this, what will happen? No, we will be nowhere, sir. Ultimately, the purpose of Purana, Mahabharata, Ramayana, whatever it may be, is to understand Dharma only. Maybe that is what I feel. And this is the Vidura also. Maybe if we again ask some scholarly person, he may give some justification, he may give some answer. That is also there.
Yes.
That we can ask. Even you can, because you know all these persons. You can just speak to Shalak Raghunath Sharma sir, because I have spoken to him.
Okay, thank you.
Even some kind of he has some sort of thing he has given. I was satisfied at that time. Whether also I can think over, I can tell you also. Thing is that this purpose of this lecture is also, to be frank, discussing Dharma only. Maybe intricate points of all these things, if you begin to go deep, there are certain things will be coming up. All these things will be coming up. Maybe huh? Think over. Yes.
Time is running out. Time
Yes.
is out.
Yes, sir. Please. Sir. Any other person, please?
Today time is out. I think we'll have to close. We have other things to do.
Fine, sir. No problem.
I think we can continue the discussion tomorrow morning. If it is okay with everybody, then and we will close. Or if somebody has any urgent and important question to ask, then we can proceed.
But as such, the time is crossed long.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Babu Garu. Now, sir, if you permit, then we will close. Do prarthana and close.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, we'll continue tomorrow, sir.
Yes, yes.
Very interesting discussion and very useful. Okay, let us have a prarthana and then Janaganamana. Okay, Vasudharaji.
महोदय स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः 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 सत्यं वद धर्मं चर सर्वे जनाः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः
धन्यवादः Vasundhara Mahodaya. Now let's have Janaganamana. I request all of you to sing Janaganamana after muting their mics.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्ज्वल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय हिंद जय हिंद जय हिंद
No. Remove it.